Hello, wine drinking people. It's Saturday, March 13th. Thank God it's Saturday. Most people's weekend's on Friday, but Saturday's the end of our week here, and I'm looking forward to my day off tomorrow. Sunday, we'll continue our broadcast again on Tuesday morning. So we'll have a lot to talk about in the What I Drank Yesterday section, which we do again today. We had a big day yesterday. Well, not too big in the store, just one supplier. Todd Whitman from Paul Bay Imports stopped by. We had a little 1997 Col d'Orcia, Brunello di Montalcino, to start off. This wine, a good wine from a great vintage, and is drinking at its peak right now. Very soft, smooth, velvety tannins. This lovely sour cherry fruit. You get the lovely porcini mushroom and the earth that you get from Tuscan wines. Just brilliant. And 97.50 maybe a little expensive, but if you want a vintage drinking experience, in 1997 Col d'Orcia is available. And then we had some wines from the Mazzi family of wines from Tuscany, which Mazzi has expanded over the last few years into Sicily and into the Maremma region, which is a region on the Tuscan coast. We have some very famous producers like Ornellaia and Sassicaia, and we had their whole entire lineup yesterday. First off was the Nero di Avola from Sicily, the Zizola. And Nero di Avola is a grape that's become tremendously popular because of its lovely, bright, round, appealing fruit, blackberry fruit, and a very soft tannin, but has lovely freshness on the finish. You can tell the wines of southern Italy because of their nice, plump, juicy, fruity nature. It's a little warmer down south there, so the wines tend to be a little more California-esque, I call them. Then we went on to the Belgardo, which is the wine from Maremma. This property was started in 2000. It's a blend of 80% Sangiovese and 20% Alicante. So a darkly colored wine, a lot of earthy tones, which I find you get from the Maremma a lot too, a lot of fresh plowed earth, but then a lot of black fruit also. A really nice wine, full-bodied, and just delicious. The Morellino di Scanzano was next from Bronzone. This even earthier and even a little more of that beef stew kind of character you get, and a little gamey. But the Morellino di Scanzano, excellent, and an excellent value too. Just about everything in this lineup was a great value. The Morellino di Scanzano, just under $30 a bottle. And then we have a little more. Then we had a little Tenuta Belgardo Maremma 04. This is the estate wine. This is the big dog in this portfolio. 04 is a great vintage from Tuscany. This wine, showy now, but you could tell it just needs a little time in the bottle to really come together and for those tannins to mellow out a little bit. And then the Badioli Chianti, kind of coming down a note, coming back to the original Tuscan property. The Chianti, really light, I don't want to say inoffensive because it does have some nice character to it, but easy to drink. A really nice little wine and a great little value at around $15 on sale. Then we had the Chianti Classico from Castello di Fontarutoli, which was quite a bit bigger, much more substantial, and from the 01 vintage, a classic vintage in Tuscany, now starting to come onto its own, but still, I think has got a little time if you want to keep this wine in your cellar. And then to finish off, we had the Siepi, which is the big dog from Castello di Fontarutoli. This wine is 50-50 Sangiovese and Merlot, and from a single vineyard. The wine, very elegant, very plush. Kind of hard to follow that 2001 Chianti Classico Reserva, but a very nice wine, maybe a little more polished, a little more international in style. That is the Siepi, and that wine carries a pretty whopping price tag of $120 a bottle. And from the 05 vintage, which is good, but to me, I'm waiting for the 06 to come out in the Siepi. Then, last night, we had our Argentina and Chile tasting. Hoo-wah! We had over 40 wines, quite a bit of drinking, and thanks to all the suppliers that participated tonight at Table 1. We had JT, who poured some very good wines. I really liked the La Madrid wines, the Reserva, and the LTR. The LTR wine from Chile, just outstanding. The 2003 vintage, really starting to show really nice right now. A little soft tannin, but still a lot of bright fruit and good acidity. Table 2, we had TGIC. And we had Pascual Toso, one of my favorite value properties from Argentina. Paul Hobbs is helping out with that. Santa Emma. Then we had the Montes lineup, and the Carmenere was a real standout in that lineup to me. Carmenere is the great red hope of Chile, and they thought this grape was Merlot for years. And this is the biggest proportion of the blend of two of the top wines made in Chile, in my opinion. Which were not at our tasting last night, the Casa L'Apostol Close de Palta, and the Alma Viva. both outstanding wines, but had a lot of good stuff last night too. Continuing on, table 2, the Archival Ferrer. Fabian Quintero did a great job, and thank you, Katie, also for stopping by to help out, pour, and explain the wines to our guests. The Archival Ferrer Malbec, outstanding. A lot more structure than most Malbecs. To me, Malbec is all in the front of your palate, a lot of fruit, but not a lot on the finish. Leaves you wanting more at the end, but this wine did have quite a bit at the finish. A really big Malbec, well balanced, and good concentrated and a long finish. Table 3, international imports. We had Hermes Ortiz. The Antequera wines were the star of this table. This is another Michel Rolland wine from Argentina, from Mendoza, and a very high altitude vineyard. I'm planning on visiting there when I go to Argentina in August. The Cavalcoro, their second wine, very nice, very Bordelaise, very elegant and refined, very European in style, not a big blockbuster like some Michel Rolland wines can be. And then table 4, I don't know what Pat was thinking from Southern, but he brought like 15 wines, man. There was just so many wines on his table. He was spinning around trying to keep everything straight and pour everybody. But the Antigal 1 was the real star of that table. That winery is really producing some outstanding wines. They have 2 products now to make it a little more confusing for you with the same exact package, one for $100 and one for $15. So the one with the little bottle is the one for $15, one with the big bottle is $100. And the $100 wine does taste substantially different, but I think this is going to confuse the public. All in all, you don't want to make 2 products with 2 very similar packages like this with 2 very different price points. Trust me, retailers do not like this. And then we had the wine of the night at Coastal's table. We had the Cheval des Andes. This is a property that the Lurton family from Cheval Blanc and the Shiraz Los Andes property have joined to make French and Argentine joint venture, and there's almost every major producer in Bordeaux and California has invested land in Argentina and Mendoza. Very a clear sign of the potential of the great wine producing in this region. And I'm going to be visiting and staying at Cheval des Andes in the in the winter, which is our summer here, and this is the feature on our email today. So, signing off for this week for Wine Watch TV, this is your host, Andrew Lampasoni. Thank you for watching, and always remember, always drink the good stuff first.